As Christians, read the other side, read it very, very carefully and understand it and respond to the best version of their argument. Hey everybody, it's Abdu, and I just got done recording an episode of All Rise with Dr. Hugh Ross from Reasons to Believe, and we were taking a break, and Hugh shared a story with me that because of my legal background, he thought I would find interesting, and I found it not only interesting, but quite fascinating. And I asked him if we could share it with you all, a short little snippet here. And I think there's a couple of really good lessons to learn. One, first, is just a fun story to listen to. But two, it actually it speaks to a little bit about the fearlessness with which we can approach questions and antagonism toward the Christian faith, because we have good reasons to be able to stand up to the scrutiny, and our counterparts on other worldviews might not always feel as comfortable with that. So I'm not going to say more than that, other than to say, Hugh, tell the science and lawyer story you just told me to our audience.
Well, twice now I've been invited to participate in the National Trial Lawyers Conference that they have. And this one's one that took place in Anchorage, Alaska. There were over 300 trial lawyers in attendance, and they had, quote, two witnesses to come to give opening statements, and then they were going to cross-examine. And so it was me and Jerry Coyne. And Jerry Coyne is a University of Chicago evolutionary biologist, a very committed atheist. And so he was going to give a statement. I was going to give a statement as an astrophysicist, as a Christian. And then the lawyers are going to have an opportunity to cross-examine us. And so I gave an opening statement. Jerry Coyne gave an opening statement. And then we had a break, and then we're going to come back together for the cross-examination. That was going to be the kind of the keynote of the conference. Well, Jerry left. He caught an airplane and took off after he gave his opening statement, which really upset the trial lawyers, as you can imagine. Wow. And so, but they came to me and said, well, Hugh, you've read Jerry Coyne's books. Could you allow us to cross-examine you as Hugh Ross and also cross-examine you as Jerry Coyne? So I took the role of Jerry Coyne and did my best to defend his view against the cross-examination, and then they cross-examined me as Hugh Ross, and it worked out quite well. But I think people would have appreciated being able to cross-examine Jerry Coyne, the real person, rather than the one who took the role as an actor. But it was fun.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Well, we'll nominate you for some kind of Emmy or Academy Award or something for impersonating Jerry Coyne.
It always pays to read the books of the people you're debating.
Absolutely, and that's a great thing for all of us to know. Whenever I do debates, I read almost everything that my opponent has ever written, or I try to watch as many videos on their views as possible. Because what they tell lawyers, essentially, my first mentors told me, you have to know your opponent's case better than they know it, so that you can find the holes in your own, but also the holes in theirs, and be the best advocate for truth that you can possibly be. And that's a great example of that kind of a thing.
Yes.
So, friends, as Christians, read the other side. Read it very, very carefully and understand it and respond to the best version of their argument. Don't set up a straw man. Respond to the best version of their argument, and then be ready to be cross-examined, and it'll be okay. So, and the other lesson here that I think is important is don't make it a habit of upsetting 300 trial lawyers. It doesn't usually go well. Well, thanks so much, Hugh, for sharing that story with us. Great to have you on.
Well, thank you.
Yep.